Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for you. So we're going to be doing... I don't need this anymore. We're going to be doing another build and play. And I want to do one for Snake Eye, actually. I don't remember if we've covered Snake Eye in a build and play. I don't think we have. I know... Actually, I think the last time we covered Snake Eye at all was replays in the I Love Snake Eye video. But, yeah, we're just diving right on in and throwing the list together here. There are a couple of things I want to try out. I think one of them is Temple over Dramatic Snake Eye Chase. I've been playing this card a lot lately as my, placing the Snake Eye Diabell Star in the Spell Trap card. And Temple does have its uses as well. But the thing I really liked about Dramatic Snake Eye Chase is the fact that you could summon the IP from your spell trap during the end phase and not have to activate Flamberge right away on your opponent's turn. There is actually a decent amount of benefit to that. But the Temple also has its own share of upsides. The attack gain on your level 1 fire monsters is not irrelevant. Being a face-up card on the field, you can send it for something like Oak if you need to, which is also not irrelevant. Of course, the summon effect isn't either. So I want to go back to this just to try it a little bit. I know that Snake Eye's Diabell Star is not required, but I really like playing it in a card to set it up. Because it's so strong as far as like giving you options. Having more bodies is pretty much always good in this deck, so I like it personally. I think that's pretty much all we need for actual Snake Eye cards, right? For Sinful Spoils stuff, I'm not doing Azamina. I'm going to be doing Millennium again because I think that's better. So we just need Wanted and the Diabells here for Sinful cards, right? Yeah, there's nothing else I really need. Bonfires, I always forget this whenever I make Snake Eye, because it's like the one Snake Eye card that doesn't actually have Snake Eye in its name, so want to make sure we get that in there. Fiend, okay, actually Fiendsmith we'll do in a second here. Millennium, well, Millennium and Fiendsmith both I have over here, right? Yes, so for Millennium, I really like having access to the Millennium cards. I think I am actually going to play 3 Singenjin, 2 Golem, and 2 Temple. I might play 2 of each. You could definitely... You don't necessarily need, like, 7 of these. 7 Millennium cards. The Millennium cards are nice, though, because they're all starters. I like having multiple Temple as well, because then if you open Temple, you still have another Temple you can search off Golem. So I think I'd always play 2 Temple. You could go 2, 2, 2. You could go 2, 3, 1 if you really wanted to as well. But I think I would do 2, 2, 2 before I did 2, 3, 1. But I also like 2, 2, 3 here, which is what I have right now. More starters is never a bad thing. Yeah, we'll leave it like this for now, but Millennium cards could be first on the chopping block. Oh, and one of the cards I actually want to try is I want to try playing number 90 as well as Zombie Vampire. I want to try playing both of these. So, I've said in the past that I like playing Zombie Vampire because it gives you more options to extend. And I think that's still true, especially if you're opening a hand that only has Millennium cards and nothing else. You need Zombie Vampire to be able to dig for plays. But there is a lot of merit to playing number 90 as well. Nibiru is seeing a lot more play in this meta against Blue Eyes. And Nibiru is actually also really good against Snake Eyes if you're playing greedily, which I do a lot of the time. So I think if we open just Millennium and like a bunch of hand traps, then you want to have the option to go into Zombie Vamp, but most hands are probably going to be Millennium plus like another starter. So in that case, I want to have the option to go into number 90. So I want to play both of them. We're going to have to cut back a little bit on the Fiendsmith engine to be able to do that in the extra deck, and I'll show you how I plan on doing that here. Let's get the Fiendsmith main deck cards in first, which are of course going to be the Lurie, the 2 Engraver, and Tract. For the extra deck stuff, of course we need Requiem, Moon, Sequence, Desiree, or Lacrima and Desiree. Now Necroquip Princess. I'm actually not going to be playing Necroquip here, which I was in a previous build. which actually I have some replays for that are going to go on the Patreon. So if you want to see replays in addition to the games you're going to see here, patreon.com/hexlex. Definitely good to check that out. I put up additional gameplay there as well as a bunch of other content. I upload at the same rate there as I do on YouTube, and it's all its own separate content. But anyway, Necroquip. Not going to be playing Necroquip because there's not much advantage to playing Necroquip in Snake Eye. It's not like Yubel where you can go into Aerial Eater and just go into full combo, right? Like, if you're going for a Necroquip line, the best you're going to make is like a Caesar. And the only reason you would want to make an early Caesar like that is to play around Nib, and we can already do that with the number 90. Now, granted, we'd have more options to do it if we played Necroquip and Caesar, but I don't really just think it's that necessary. I'm gonna, like, I could throw it in for the time being and just cut it when I need to find a room, but that's gonna happen in like 2 seconds here. See, we always play IP and SP. We always play Appaloosa. I might build out the rest of the extra deck later. The main deck, we have all of our engines, right? We got all the Snake Eyes stuff, we got the Millennium stuff, we got the Fiendsmith stuff. We might still cut some of the Millennium stuff, but we can start throwing in hand traps now. So we always play Maxi, we always play Ash Blossom, always playing Call By and Crossout. I'm always playing at least one Nib in this format. Gotta prioritize playing a couple of Drolls, a couple of Fualoses. We still have a ton of room in this main deck, which I'm really liking. I'm also very willing to go over 40 cards, especially if I'm playing so many like Millennium starters. Because I mean, you look at 1-card starters here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm not actually going to count Engravers because it's not a full 1-card starter anymore because Beatrice. Also, let's not forget Prom Princess, and then Hita to go into the Prom Princess off of. I'm still going to work on the extra deck. That's just kind of like how it is for now. But yeah, Engraver's not necessarily a 1-card starter anymore. I'd actually consider the Millennium Engine to be more of a 1-card starter than Fiendsmith stuff. Because like Fiendsmith stuff, you open Engraver, that's really just going to get you into Desiree. Excuse me. But, or Caesar or Apo. There's a couple of things you could go into. But when it comes to the Millennium Engine, again, you go into Zombie Vamp and then potentially mill like Ash or Poplar or something and go into plays, or like Diabell Star, right? So true 1-card starters that'll always get you into a combo are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That's not bad. You can count OSS, honestly, because OSS plus normal summon any hand trap is also just full combo, so 9 if you count OSS. And then that's just for like guaranteed full combo. If you include Millennium cards as starters, like if you consider Millennium going into Zombie Vamp to be a viable way to start your turn 1, then you're looking at I mean, 9 plus 7 is 16, right? Which is a lot. Definitely enough to be playing over 40, especially because we do have things we don't necessarily want to draw. Of course, like Oak is one of the big ones. Flamberge, Snake Eye, Diabell Star are pretty big. Even if we're playing Necroquip, I still really don't want to open Fabled Lurie. Okay, so God, we still have so much more room for hand traps, too. I actually love that. You know, we also have room to throw in Cashier Unicorns if we want to as well. It's not a bad option. Although, I want to count my hand traps first. So right now, you know what? Let's actually just throw in 3 of each of these. And then count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not bad. I'd rather play more hand traps before I jam Cashier Unicorns. I kind of want to play Valor and Imperm for crossout reasons. Ghost Ogre's pretty good in this meta, so I could also definitely consider playing that for sure. Bestials, maybe. Bestials are kind of hand traps and extenders. If I'm thinking about playing Unicorn as an extender and I also want hand traps, that's a decent argument to throw in like Magnum Hut Drew Swarm. But I'm a little hesitant on that, to be honest. Mostly because there's not a ton you can do aside from just linking off the bodies, which is enough in this deck. But also, yeah, we're going to work in this extra deck here a little bit more in a sec. Also, you could kind of consider playing Lars if you're going to play Bestials, because, I mean, obviously we have Engraver as a 6, we also have Golem as a 6, and if you're going to play that many level 6s, like those plus Bestials, then there is also, you could just play another Omni Negate in the form of Lars. That's not a horrible idea, but I think there are better hand traps that we could play than the Bestials. I think Ghost Ogre would probably be better, and I think Imperm might also be like Valor Imperm for, again, for cross-out purposes. A number of things to consider here. I'm kind of concerned just going like boom, boom, boom. That does not look too bad to me. That's adding 3 more hand traps, so now we have 15 hand traps in a 42 card deck with 16 1 card starters. That sounds pretty good to me. Alright, now for the extra deck. There are some other things that I kind of want to throw in here. Nightmare Phoenix is a good consideration. The Underworld Goddess is a pretty good consideration. And Necroquip / Caesar are, I think, going to be the first things that are on the chopping block for me here. Okay, so I thought about it for a moment, and there's a couple other things I hadn't really considered. For one, I forgot Link Karibo. For two, there is also Sunlight Wolf. This card's actually definitely not bad to have, especially for turn 1 plays. It's nice to have this to go into off of Promethean Princess, other than, like, he does fine on turn 1, but really only if your opponent Ash Blossoms you. Otherwise, you'd rather go into Sunlight Wolf, but you don't really need Sunlight Wolf that badly. That said, I'm considering cutting both of these, which would give me room for the Sunlight Wolf. I also like having another Link 2 to help with Link climbing. Underworld Goddess is like still kind of a consideration, but not really as much of one. You could also just still consider playing Caesar in this deck. Like, you don't need Necroquip to be able to make it. Obviously, you could do it with 2 Engraver, but I just find that Caesar doesn't really come up that much. I mean, especially, again, we're already playing number 90 to help with Nib. I think Sunlight Wolf will probably come up more often for me than Caesar, and I like playing Sunlight Wolf and Hita. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Fiendsmith, Millennium, has 2 ends. Snake Eye. Let's not. There we go. Alright. Sick. So let's throw on our accessories and go to Ranked Ladder. Boom. Do I like that deck box? I like this one a lot. I'll use that one. I love the triple tack sleeve lately. Can't get enough of it. I'll go for the Snake Eye board. It just looks good. And where's the? Why can't I ever find? Here it is. You know what? I actually will change my mate for this one. Where's the bonfire? Here it is. I like using the bonfire sometimes. And of course we gotta have our royals repping the deck here. All right, beautiful. Yeah, let's pop on over to Ranked Ladder and see how we do here. We're in Master. Forgot I actually leveled up to Master. That's good. Yeah, because I did that with Ubel. All right. Let's dive right on in. One thing I really like about this deck, especially with how many hand traps we're playing, is that it's not like if we lose the coin flip here, I'm not going to feel awful about it. Yeah, like we have not only so many hand traps, but also so much ability to push through disruption that this is a deck where even if I lose the coin flip, I'm really not like stressed about it. Okay, we got Droll, Engraver, Diabel. Multiple Droll is actually not horrible if they have Call by or Crossout. That's going to be relevant. 60 card deck. Magical Mid-Breaker Field. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Also, neither player can target cards their opponent controls. I've seen this card played occasionally in like the OCG / TCG. Wait, isn't this actually banned in the TCG? I think it is. Adding Junk Converter. Well, I am absolutely going to droll you after that. So it's Synchron, and they're using Magical Mid-Breaker Field in order to not have their stuff negated. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Also, neither player can target monsters their opponent controls. Now, that's obviously going to go for me as well, so that's pretty good. Now, I actually am not super familiar with this. Okay, so yeah, they do add a Synchron with the Junk Converter. That's what I thought. Yeah, I've played Synchron a fair bit, but never with the Junk Converter build. Alright, it seems my opponent is either trying to figure out if they have any plays through this droll or simply content to stall out the timer. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume it is the former and not the latter here. Yeah, I think this is actually a Legacy Pack card as well. Oh, doesn't do anything. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, looks like they were just thinking about if they could do anything. That's a pretty good draw. I'm gonna start with Fiendsmith stuff here, I think. Yeah, let's start with Fiendsmith stuff. Let's see if they have a response. If they droll me here, that's actually fine because we have Diabellstar. If I didn't have Diabellstar, I would have probably actually considered leading with Bonfire and not the Fiendsmith stuff for that reason. Yeah, but a lot of the reason to lead with Fiendsmith stuff is just kind of to see if your opponent has any, interruption. Okay, they're going to max C. So now I have to ask myself if I want to droll in order to not give them any more draws. And I think I do. Like, I should definitely, especially with the Temple, be able to OTK them here. So they draw. I'm going to use droll. Alright, so I'm going to special summon Diabellstar and send the Bonfire. I just want to see if this resolves. Like, if this Diabellstar gets negated, then we're going to have some problems. So I just want to see if that's going to be the case, which it looks like it won't be. That's pretty good for me. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Requiem and go Requiem Engraver. I'm going to equip the... oh, yeah, the Magical Mid-Breaker Field. My stuff can't be targeted anyway, so... Nib is, I guess, the main thing I have to worry about here. This actually does kind of make me wish I played Caesar, because I could go into Caesar right now if I wanted to. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Requiem, equip, and then we're going to use the equipped Requiem as our payment for OSS here. Alright, now this is going to be the 5th summon. Ooh, do they have an Ash Blossom? That would be a bit of an issue if they did. They do. Okay. Okay, so... monsters on the field cannot be destroyed. Also, another player can target monsters... can target their opponent's monsters for card effects. Okay, let me think for a moment here. Alright, so... I can still bring back Engraver. What other Light Fiends do I have in here? I have 2 other ones. So if I bring back Engraver, 36 plus 25 is 6,100. I'd be 1,900 points of damage short. But if I go bring back Engraver, go into Sequence... wait, I think that should actually be enough. Let me try this real quick. Let's put back Requiem. And then I can go Sequence. And yeah, I still have Lurie in there. So then I can... yeah, this should be enough, right? For Fiendsmith's Lacrima, use Lurie and Engraver. I think even if the damage on board isn't enough, then the Lacrima Burn will make it enough. And then Lacrima F... yeah, the Lacrima Burn will make it enough. Yep, okay, my opponent recognizes that and they concede. Okay, so yeah, I should have known. I've lethaled that way under Droll before. I should have known that that was an option. Quicker than I did. I mean, I did figure it out, but I should have realized it a little bit more quickly. That's fine. I will say, and this is actually part of the reason why I don't really stream anymore, is that it's difficult for me to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And talk at the same time. Like, I'm more prone to missing lines trying to explain my thought. Like, because I'll have a combo, like I'll have a line in mind, and I'll be explaining my thought process of that line. But explaining the thought process behind one combo line in my hand is distracting me from like all the other ones, I guess, if that makes sense. Okay, so here we actually opened the one of Valor and Imperm here. A little bit unlucky, considering there are a lot of other hand traps I would have rather opened, especially against Blue Eyes, but 2 negates. I wonder if that's going to be enough to stop them. They opened with Maiden. And their Wishes pitching Blue Eyes from hand. That's interesting. Okay, so they won't be able to activate Mausoleum. Assuming they're playing 2 Blue Eyes like most builds are, right? Do I need to Valor Sage? Sage is going to add a Valor. Ugh, I really don't like opening Poplar and Bonfire. Am I going to Valor Sage? I feel like I probably should. Yeah, you know what? I will. Yeah, I will. Let's toggle off for a second so they don't know. So it's not like the most obvious that I have. Valor and Imperm. This is for Blue Eyes monsters, right? Yeah. Okay. I am going to Valor this. I'll trade Valor for Valor, that's fine. Especially because I already have Imperm as well. But I don't really know if I have a good Imperm target. I mean, just because of the Neo Blue Eyes ultimate, right? So, like, the reason I noted that they discarded... Because I don't feel like I have to Imperm the Spirit. That's the reason I noted why they discarded a Blue Eyes off of the... Wishes, that's the card's name. Because, like... Now they can't Mausoleum, like, yeah, they can Blue Eyes, it's like, they can Spirit bring back Blue Eyes, that's fine. But they don't have a Blue Eyes in their hand or a deck to send off Mausoleum, which means they can't target Maiden, which means they can't get another level 1 tuner. So they can only make 1 Spirit Dragon here. Otherwise, like, yeah, you would have definitely Imperm the Spirit. Like, always, you always want to negate that. Except in this situation... We don't really need to, again, because we noticed they discarded Blue Eyes off of Wishes. Maybe I should have considered doing it anyway, because I don't... Negating the Spirit, that is, because I don't know if this Imperm is going to have much more of a use. I guess it'll bait out the Neo Blue Eyes ultimate, but I don't even know if we would have triggered that without the Imperm on our turn. We'll see what they do. If they go into Spheres, I'll be very glad I held this Imperm, because I can, like, Imperm the Spheres right away on my turn. Okay. That was very unexpected. That's actually... I don't know why they did that at all. Why would you not go into Spirit Dragon here? Do you have another way to get a level 1 tuner on board? Okay. Very glad I held this Imperm. Extremely glad I held this Imperm. Alright. Lurie. That's not a very good draw. Do I want to do this now? No, I'll wait till my main phase. I just wanted to see if they were going to, like, draw phase max, see me or something. Okay, so we can Diabell Star pitch Bonfire. I really hate opening Poplar in a hand like this. We always lead with Imperm on Spheres here, though. Let's do that. This sends, by the way, doesn't discard, so yeah, discarding Lurie doesn't really do anything. So they are going to bounce a face-up card on the field. I mean, this makes sense, I guess, to summon a dragon, but I wonder what you're going to... Probably just your Mausoleum, right? Yeah. I think I summon Ether Barrel or Magnum Hut, I wonder. Or maybe they're playing more Bestials. Oh, there's something Jet Dragon. They're playing Jet Dragon, okay. Other cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That's worth keeping in mind. Okay, yeah, I really hate opening Poplar in a hand like this, because now I feel like I kind of have to normal summon Poplar to get any amount of value out of it, right? Yeah. I would have rather have been able to... They have a negate. Oh, and they're using it. It's Primite Scream. Negate the summon, and if you do, banish that monsters. Okay. That's fine. Hopefully. I'm going to send Lurie here to get it in our graveyard in case we're able to cycle into Fiendsmith stuff. So they have a Primite card in hand. Or no, wait, not necessarily, because this... Yeah, well, you control a normal monster. Okay. They're thinking about a response to Diabell Star. If it's Imperm, would you not just fire this off here? And, like, okay. Unless it's Majesty. I feel like it's Majesty, and they're thinking about whether they want to pop it or not. I think that's what it is. Okay, so... Poplar is banished. I need to go for... Oak. I still get to add off this. That's good. Right? I have to go for Oak. Yeah. Okay. Because I've already used my normal summon. It's Ash Blossom. Okay. That is probably just going to do it. Yeah, because they get the special summon Maiden when they special summon a Blue Eyes, right? And we have already normal summoned. Alright, so that's going to do it. Dang. That was really unlucky that we opened Valor and Imperm as our two hand traps. I mean, even like Droll plus Valor / Imperm is totally fine. That's enough to win like against pretty much anything, but yeah, just straight up monster negates are just not enough in this format. That's why I only really included these as like afterthoughts as opposed to other hand traps, right? I'm not going to bother taking them out. There's a party that almost wants to, but I feel like we just got really unlucky just opening exactly these two. We could play more Ghost Ogres instead of these, but we'll just run it back as for the time being, rather. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just run it back. We'll do one more game here. Hey, we're going first this time. Now watch us open 5 hand traps. I mean, even when that happens, it's like, at least you had 5 hand traps going into your opponent's turn, right? This hand's good. Alright, I like this. A little bummed we haven't opened Millennium stuff yet, but... only because I like that deck so much. I should have considered leading with Bonfire here, for the exact reason I stated earlier. If they have Droll, this is really going to mess me up. I just talked about that in the first game, too. Please don't Droll me. Thank you. Never punished. Never punished. Never punished. Okay, we're good. This has got to be Ash Blossom or Maxi or Fruilos. It's got to be Maxi or Fruilos, because they got past priority after we added the tract as well. That's 100% what it is. It's either Maxi or Fruilos. They're debating if they want to use it now. I think they're trying to figure out if they're going to miss a window to get a draw if they wait. And that's why they're hesitating, I think, if I had to guess. $40 cards, okay. They're really thinking about this. Either that or it's at, well, they could be both, or they could surrender. All right, let's run one more game. Let's have an actual game. I would love to know what their hand looks like where they thought that hard and then surrendered. Maybe it was the droll, and they missed their opportunity to use it. And they were like, just conceding now. Yeah, I definitely should have led with Bonfire in that hand, though. That was a misplay on my part. I would have gotten absolutely destroyed. But I guess to be fair, if I had Bonfired for Snake Eye Ash and they drolled, I still can't add Poplar anyway, so I'm gonna lose either way. So maybe it was still correct to lead with Engraver there. Wow, where was this hand last game? Okay, so opening all gas going second is a little scarier than opening all hand traps going first, especially against Pendulum. Oh my god. I really want to just hit the surrender button. Not even because of the board, I just don't want to wait through. You know what? I am going to hit the surrender button, because I can. I have free will, and I'm allowed to do that if I don't want to sit through a Pendulum combo with no hand traps in hand. Alright. We'll try one last time for another game here. Normally for a video like this, I would be like, alright, let's try to play it out. I was less scared again of the board and more scared of just the amount of time it was going to take to set up. I think a hand like that actually would have had a really good shot of pushing through a Pendulum board. Again, I just don't want to sit there and watch them build it. Which, it's, you know, people can make an argument about that for my deck as well. But, I mean, you know, it's all valid how we choose to use our time, right? Alright, I'm going to lead with Millennium stuff for sure here. Because we have Bonfire and OSS especially. This is the kind of hand where I think I'll go into number 90, actually. Before I, like, go into other stuff. Okay, here's the Droll. So, thankfully we have the OSS, so that's actually not a huge deal. And we can still wedge you Temple. I don't think we can go into number 90, though, right? Because the Sengenjin would have needed to add another Sengenjin to put in the spell Trap Zone. To actually be able to have two, like this is a level 8 and then another level 8. Although is Snake Eye Bellstar level 8? It is level 8. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm not going to summon Sengenjin just yet. I'm going to go OSS send Wedju Temple. And let's see, I can't add off Ash. I can't add off Poplar. But we can still Ash for Oak to get 2 level 1 bodies. Let's do it that way. Alright, so now we go... I think I'm gonna have to give up on Doom Dragon here. That's fine. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. We'll go Ash for Fuelos to summon Oak. And then now we go Oak F. Bring back Ash. Special summon, yes. Now we can pivot into Fiendsmith stuff. Moon. You two. Excuse me. And I want to do this first because I want to use Oak's F on the equipped Requiem to make optimal use of all my bodies here. For Engraver. And activate Requiem. Equip here. We still have the Sengenjin if we end up needing an extra body if we get like nibbed or something. So I like that. We're going to summon Flamberge. We set up our 2 level 1 fire monsters in the yard, so we're good there. Alright, we can continue with Fiendsmith stuff. We're going to go into sequence here. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, so if I go sequence... Yeah, this should work out. Yeah, because I still have the Sengenjin. Yeah, this will definitely work out. I'm going to make sequence. Flamberge will activate. I have 3 Light Fiends in here, so I can make... Okay, good. Alright, I'm going to make IP with these. Because we need to weave her into the line. Alright, and then we can go sequence F for Desiree. I'll use you and you and you. We can go Sengenjen. And this is how we'll go into Promethean Princess. With you. Yes, and you. Now we get to go Prom Princess. Bring back Flamberge. Flamberge F. Place IP. Oh, but now I can't negate... I can't negate Prom Princess. Blah, blah, blah. Do I have an extra normal summon? I do. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't like normal summoning Max C here, but I'll do it to get Napalooza. I think that's worth it. Because I was like, oh, now I can negate Desiree, or now I can negate Promethean Princess and Promethean Princess plus sequence into Appaloosa, but no, not how that works. I need an extra body to do that. Which I don't love giving up Max C to do that, but I will. Set this as a bluff, and yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah, so navigating through Joel and Mockbird as Snake Eye can be a little tricky sometimes, but that's generally about how you want to do it. Just keeping in mind that you still need to cycle in 2 level 1 bodies for your Flamberge to bring back, right? Is one of the more important things. Okay, Lightning Storm is why I summon stuff in defense mode. So, here what I'm going to do is... I think I'm going to go IP... Yeah. I'm going to chain IP, and I'm going to go IP plus Appaloosa into SP. I'm going to keep my Omni Negate. I think I value that more highly than my 2 Appaloosa Negates here. Of course, the SP will not be able to be destroyed by the Lightning Storm because of IP's effect, so... Now this does nothing. Do I want to banish the Droll from their graveyard? No, it's fine. Okay, they're just going to concede anyway. Okay, so... Yeah, that was... I'm really glad we skipped a couple of games to get to that last one, or whether we skipped the Pendulum game to get to that last one, because that was a good showcase of not only playing... through the Joel and Lockbird, but then also, yeah, what to do against Lightning Storm. That's why, again, I like summoning Desiree and Flamberge in defense mode. Lightning Storm with Tempai is just common enough that you'll really get to play around it very well like that a lot of the time. So, all right. I think that's pretty good for now. Thank you for joining me for this build and play. Had a ton of fun, as always. I love playing Snake Eye. I made a whole video about it, so of course. And also, I do love doing these build and plays. It is a blast. So, the comment sections, y'all have been saying that you are really enjoying them too. I really do appreciate that. Again, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Just the amount of support as I've been trying new things here on the channel has been just awesome. It's been so cool. Just like... I don't know, it is really cool. That is the best word for it. It's cool to see the support and just be like these people are awesome. I don't know, just it's like I honestly feel overwhelmed now just thinking about it. Like not just, of course, obviously the YouTube members and the patrons and everyone we thank in the outro and people who watch until the very end, but just seeing those comments of like, you know, I love this video, keep up the good work, or like, you got me into Master Duel, and that kind of stuff. It's just like, when I really stop and think about it like I am right now, it really does just overwhelm me. You know, 3.5 about years into this, and I'm still not used to it. I don't ever want to get used to it. I really appreciate the support from you all, so thank you all very, very much. But yeah, that'll do it for now. Let's move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the very end of the video, which by the way is one of the best ways to support the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, take a look at the names on screen. These are folks who have been so generous as to either join as a YouTube member or subscribe over on patreon.com/Hexlex to support. There's also perks for doing so. If you would like to see YouTube videos early, as well as some exclusive videos that get uploaded to YouTube, but for one reason or another I decide not to publish, definitely go ahead and hit that join button to see content early, as well as some exclusive content. If you're looking for more exclusive content, over on patreon.com, I upload exclusive videos that are not posted on YouTube just about every single day. Whether you choose to subscribe over on Patreon, join as a YouTube member, or simply continue to watch, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But for now, this is Hexlex. I am signing out, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.